we're going to start with some kind of advanced moves and things, because we're going to do another call and response with you, but this also has moves. And I know we lost an hour, so, heaven help us all, but here we go. Okay, so you're going to repeat after me, and these moves are actually based on American Sign Language, but based on. We had someone who actually knew it, and she goes, you have to say based on, because this is, So it's, I am incredible. I am powerful. I am a miracle. I am divine. Okay, wonderful. All right, now we're going to combine moves. We're going to go incredible, powerful. Incredible, powerful. Perfect. Now next one. Powerful, a miracle. Okay, and now
I want to insert here. The good news about this song and these moves is we are always echoing Z. So you don't have to try to do it with them, right? It's always right after them.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing them with you.
People always try to do it actually with me because I'm so cool, I know. Yeah. But it's really a call and response, yeah. Okay, so now this is the big finish, so check it out. It's incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. There's a cheat for this. So it's one hand, two hands moving, back to one. Just very metaphysical. Also, you can't mess it up. If you just go like this and you look like, you're trying to do YMCA or something, no mistakes are made in God, it's all fine. And we're going to practice it a little. We'll just do these moves a few times in a row so you really get it in your body. Okay, so it's incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, and we're feeling it. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. One more time, incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. Yeah, because it goes a little fast like that. Okay, all right, so that's part 1 of 17. Just kidding. There is another part, though, that Melissa is going to teach.
There is one more thing.
Yeah.
So in the song, you will sing this with me, but to learn it, I'm going to have you do it after me. But in the song, we're going to always echo Z, but you'll be with me. Ready? So you go like this. I am. Okay, this next moment in the song, every time it comes around, is the most important moment of the song. Maybe the morning, maybe your life.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So you do a move that is any move goes. As long as it is actually reflecting how much you are feeling the truth of this.
All right.
Ready? And
yes.
It goes like this. I am all that.
I am all that.
Yeah. I am.
And
then there are 3 in a row that go like this. I am. Let's do that. I am. And then we usually do that again.
Okay.
That's it.
Are you up for standing while we do this? Because it's nice.
Make sure you can see.
Just make sure you can see and that you have room to not bump your neighbor. Elizabeth was so ready to stand. She was she went to the back of the room.
Standing.
She's I don't care about you people. All right. Okay. Are we ready? Do we feel it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Hit it, Brian. Okay. I like to move. Don't be alarmed. No one's ever been hurt yet. All around us everywhere are messages we see. How to think, how to talk, how to move, how to walk, how to live and be. They tell us that we're ugly. They tell us that we're fat. They tell us we'll feel so much better if we just buy that. But here's a little secret. Here's a little clue. Those messages you see and hear have nothing whatsoever to do with you. You are life's creation. You're beautiful and free. So open your ears, open your eyes, and repeat after me. I am incredible. I am powerful. I am a miracle. I am divine. Incredible, powerful. Powerful, a miracle. Here we go. Incredible, powerful, a miracle. miracle, divine, incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine.
I am all that I am. 3, I am all that. I am all that I am. I am. I am.
Perhaps you think it's crazy, like, what am I, insane? To call yourself a miracle? Well, isn't that just vain? But life is a serious genius. Life makes no mistakes. Everything about you is divinely made. Your eyes, your face, your arms, your legs, you're a work of art. And if you don't believe me, ask your heart. Turn within, you will see it's radiant and strong. The power that created you has been there all along. Dig it. I am incredible. I am powerful. I am a miracle. I am divine. Incredible, powerful, a miracle. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine.
Incredible, powerful, a miracle divine. I am all that I am. I am all that. I am all that I am. All again. I am all that. I am all that. Yes, I am. I am all that. I'm all that. Yes, I am.
Okay, here we go, big finish.
Here we go.
I am all that. Excellent, excellent,
You did that so well.
very well. Oh my gosh, okay. And so it is, amen. All right, we can all go home now, I think. Pretty much, that's the message. All right. So here at Centers for Spiritual Living, I was going to say believe, but we know that there is one power and one presence in the universe, and it is everywhere. And because it is everywhere, it's right here in each one of us. That's why we can say, I am incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. It's in each one of us. And I don't know about you, but sometimes we feel it here, right? We feel it on Sunday morning. We feel it when we're listening to music or when we pray or meditate or go to nature. And then we get an email from our boss. Or we start to think about something somebody said to us, or we slip into our old habits and start to feel depressed, right? So there's these things that happen, and it's hard to keep that going, and we find ourselves saying, where is the love, right? Where is that divine spark? I know it's here intellectually, but it's hard to find. And so today we want to talk about finding that love, that divine spark, for ourselves and for others, especially when it feels blocked. So does that sound good? Okay, so Melissa is going to get us started with a story about finding love for ourselves.
It's true.
Yeah.
So have you ever been triggered? So I define triggered like this, if somebody was just observing from above, maybe another planet, and they saw what happened, and they saw our response, they would think that perhaps our response was beyond logical, right? Like someone cuts you off in the freeway. Anyone else get a little triggered when that happens? It's so silly. They're just bad driving or whatever. Or some person is in front of you in the speedy checkout aisle of 10 items, and they have 13 items in their cart. Anyone else get a little ballistic internally when this happens? Now, even if it's just internally, I mean, I have to admit, I still do this. I count the items in the basket in front of me as if that's going to do anything, and I get judgy when it's too many. Like what, they're counting all their vegetables as vegetable. Right? I don't know how they get there. Anyway, I used to live my entire life like that. I was just triggered by everything into mostly rage. You could say I was trigger happy, except for I wasn't happy. Maybe trigger unhappy, right? So how I got from there to here is that my life shifted when I got clean and sober almost 35 years ago. Yeah, it's cool. Very cool. Right after we get home from this tour, 35. And then I got into Centers for Spiritual Living, changed my life entirely again, and then Toltec trainings and other trainings by other teachers that have served me through the years. And I've come to a summary that is the Melissa Phillippe summary of life. You ready? It's big. Hold on. That is this. If we are feeling toxic bad, keyword toxic bad, if we are feeling toxic bad, we are believing a lie. Always. That is always true. Now, there is one thing I always like to do, a little shout out, little bow down to grief when I say that, because people are like, well, what about, like, you know, when my dog or my spouse died or whatever, right? Grief is what I like to call it, it's its own little island. It is its own little island, and unlike all other emotions, it will do like squirrely, weird things to go away and to heal and change. So grief, but I also have noticed with grief that if I honor it, if I surrender completely to my own experience, whatever randomness that might be of the grief, it can also be kind of beautiful. It doesn't feel toxic bad, right? So I stand with my statement. If we are feeling toxic bad, we are believing a lie. Well, that's great. That's great, Melissa. What do I do with that? Right? Like, oh, I'm believing a lie. Great. I can beat myself up about that. So years ago, I was touring back. This was before Z, pre-Z. So sad to think of time before Z in my life, but it's true. And I was touring around the country doing this, less talking, some music, but mostly just music, but I was gone a lot. And I like touched down at home and went off again for a couple weeks. And I came home. This was before a lot of email stuff. I don't even know if email was happening like it is now at all. But I came home to a stack of envelopes from my bank. Yeah, that feeling. Oh my God, what did I do? What happened? And it turns out, after lots of exploration, I discovered right before I left, I came home, I made a deposit, and I did the bookkeeping. Only in the bookkeeping, I made the deposit twice. Damn. And then I paid bills down because I had debt back then. I don't now, but I did then. I paid down some debt. Felt so good till I got those notices in the bank. And there was $650 in charges alone, which they refused to reverse because I'd made the mistake. Talk about triggered. So in this time, I had been working for a long time with different masters. I was in practitioner training. I knew the truth. I knew that I was a divine being who made a mistake. But if you had told me that in that moment, I might have punched you. It just didn't matter to me. I was so triggered, and money in particular can be like a trigger for me of this kind, where I go right to shame. And I was in it for weeks. I couldn't stop beating myself up for the mistake I'd made. Finally, at the time, my sweetheart, I said, you know, I got to go do this meditation that I do when I'm really stuck. I call it the radical transformation meditation. And I thought, I'll just be a few minutes. I said this. I'll just be a few minutes. And I went in and I did this meditation. 90 minutes later, I come out and he's like, what happened to you? I was in like a state of shock. Really was in a state of shock. And what I said was, I just realized my mom hates me. And he said, you didn't know that before? Like, I see how she treats you. And then actually, a few days later, I said it to my best friend. I said, I'm like reeling from this realization that all my life, when I look, I can see my mom hates me. And she said, you didn't know that? Like, she treats you so differently than your siblings. It's like really clear. She's got something going on. I do want to say, I've had a healing with my mom. She's passed away now, but we had a healing at the end. It was all good. But then it wasn't. But so what I'm saying is the lie that I realized I was living from that experience of, so my mother used to say this thing to me when I was growing up. And now I know, now I realize she really meant it. She was trying to say something sweet when she said, you were the best fight I ever lost with your father. Right? That always happens. Like, there's this moment, and then people go, ooh, like, that's terrible to say to a child. But that's what she said. Now I realize she thought, gosh, I'm so glad I had you, even though I didn't want another kid. And it wasn't me she didn't want. She didn't know it was this person that was going to come. She didn't want another baby. She had 2 of those. They were enough. If you met them, you would agree. That's probably good. So she would say things like that without thinking about it. But then also we did have, I was too like her. She, we had stuff. It was very, very tough relationship. But the decision that I made as a child, without any consciousness around it, like a lot of our decisions that we make as children, was, I don't deserve to be here. I should not have come. Clearly, right? And what I think is always at the core of all of our triggers like this level of stuff, shame, is I am not enough. Some version of I am not okay, I am not enough. So what I suggest we do with that lie is we look on the flip side for the truth. I am not enough. And what happened for me in the meditation was I got to the flip side. Because what I saw was that all those years of childhood when I was being, shamed and neglected by my mother, and I was deciding, I shouldn't have come. I shouldn't have come. I didn't sign up for this. I shouldn't have come. I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve. I'm not worthy. And for me, it always translates basically, I suck. That's at the core. And what I realized was, Spirit wanted me here. I came because the divine allness, the universe, wanted me here. And the fact that I'm still here means Spirit still wants me here. Now, this is true for all of you. And if you're not sure of it today, I'm telling you, you're believing a lie. Because if you are here breathing, it is Spirit giving you every single breath. Every breath you take is the evidence. Spirit loves you. Spirit wants you to be you. Like, no one else can be you. So I got up off of the bed from that meditation with this whole different thing going on. That's why I was in like a state of shock. It was really intense. So since that day, the good news is life has gotten better and better. You can imagine going from I shouldn't be here to I was always loved. I'm made of the divine. The divine loves me always and is right here as me. That's a very different, stance to stand on in life than I shouldn't be here, I suck. So my life has gotten better and better since. And I'm not saying that I have, I'm enlightened and you should all follow me. Don't do that. But I am saying that now the layers of shame that I've healed and released, and I really am happier and happier and happier in life. My life gets better and better all the time. My current mantra, one of them is, I stand in unapologetic confidence, knowing the truth of my divine nature. So there's this thing I do when I do feel like a trigger's coming. So you know that Verizon guy, those ads, do you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So what I say to myself is, can I love me now? Can I love me now? Can I love me now? Right? And more, what gets triggered in me is gratitude. Life still triggers me into joy. This is from our Everyday Joy book. There's these cartoons in here. It's very cute and sweet, and there's a thing for each day. So this is June 25th. Sometimes I get stuck. When that happens, I may think that the solution is a million miles away. But that's not true. Love is always here, right here. And love can do anything. Anything. Today, I remember the power of love. I remember that I can call upon love to help me in whatever I'm going through. Love can join me if I'm miserable. Love can also join me if I'm happy. Love is always welcome. Repeat after me. I welcome love today. Hello, love. So what I notice has happened as I do these practices and live in this truth is that I'm trigger happy. I'm trigger happy. And it is a great thing to be. So I suggest that if you're in the muck, in a toxic bad feeling, you look for the lie and you find the truth on the flip side so that you too can live a trigger happy life. Z.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so that's love for ourselves, finding those lies, check on the flip side, because it's always right there. I'm going to add another element, which is other people. Advanced. And to do that, I'd like to share a little story that I lovingly call The Spiritual Retreat from Hell. Okay, so would you like to hear it? Yeah, okay. So this happened about 15 years ago. Melissa and I have been together 15 years, and this was at the beginning of our time together. And we went to a spiritual retreat in another state, held at a hotel. And these days we facilitate them a lot of times, but we were both attending, and I didn't know anyone there either. So I was a little kind of nervous and shy. Melissa's the only person I knew. And we go, and so the first night, we all had our own rooms, but then we would come together at a common room at the hotel. So the first night, we all come together, and we did a lot of like meet and greet and that kind of stuff, right, to get to know each other. And I should mention that this was a women's retreat. And so the word I used to describe myself is gender rich, whole lot of gender going on, right? Yeah? And I use they, them pronouns, although this is what I like to say. My pronouns are they or they. I'm so sorry. Because, I'm older, a lot of older people, it still takes a while to get used to, right? I'm good with that. I just say, just try. Yeah, all right. So I was born into the body of a little girl, but the girl label never quite fit, but the boy label didn't quite fit either, right? It's like, are you a girl or a boy? Yes. Or do I look like I know? Yeah, so, non-binary is a term that's often used to describe folks like me. I like gender rich, it's more fun. Melissa came up with it, so it's good. So I'm good now. But, and this is something I knew about myself a long time ago, but it also took a while for me to accept it and express it, and I love the younger generation that's come along that's been this is a reality, but it's always been here. It's not new. People are like, these kids these days and these fads. It's like, no, this is old stuff. And I've been living this reality for a long time. But 15 years ago, I wasn't as comfortable or expressing. I changed my name to Z at that point. There was some things, but I was still kind of, tentative. And here I am at this women's retreat, and, I've had experiences walking into women's bathrooms where they scream and not in a good way, just like that. So I was a little concerned, but it seemed like it was fine. Nobody freaked out that first night. as far as I could tell. So Melissa and I go back to our hotel room, and we go to sleep. Melissa conks right out. She's like, right out. And I'm lying there. It takes me a while to like kind of think about the day and all that. And I'm realizing that there's talking in the next room, and it's one of those hotels where there's like a door in between us and the walls are kind of thin, and so I can hear these people talking, and as they're talking I realize, oh, it's two women's voices, and oh, it sounds like they're at the retreat, like they sound like they're talking about the retreat. And then I realized that they were talking about me. And it's one voice. This one woman is saying things like, I don't know why she has to look like that. Right, at the time I was still she. I don't know why she has to look like that. And this is a good one. I don't understand why, if she hates men, she has to look like one. Which I'm like, okay. Now, you think of things later, like I should have been like, I don't hate guys. I'm like part guy myself, But no, I didn't think of any of that, It's just like, I was just in shock. I mean, we all know people talk about us, right? But then to hear someone talking about you and they don't know you're listening, it's kind of like being punched in the gut, Although, even in that moment, I know that consciousness is creative, right? I couldn't not, something that's hard to unknow, right? And so even in that moment, I was like, interesting. So I come to this retreat, and I'm worried about what the other participants are going to think about me here. And then here I am attracting an experience where I'm finding out exactly what one of the participants thinks about me. Interesting, right? And the awareness that consciousness is creative is really powerful, and it's important. A lot of us, especially when we first learn it, have a tendency to want to like beat ourselves up with it, right? And so asking things like, how did my consciousness create this, in kind of a heavy way? And I love the question instead, how can my consciousness heal this? Much better, right? So even in that moment, I'm aware of all this, and I also know, and I'm sure you do as well, that sometimes something happens to us that feels and seems like the worst thing that could happen to us, which ends up in the long run being the best thing. Do you know what I'm talking? Can I get an amen, right? Yes. So I'm holding all this in the moment, but that didn't stop me from the next morning when we're at the morning thing and we're talking. I'm scanning the room, trying to figure out, because the voice was like in my head now, right? So I'm trying to figure out who belongs to that voice. And there was a slight problem with this, which was 2 different women had that voice, which was a kind of a conundrum for me because it meant I didn't know which one to hate, right? Did I mention this was a spiritual retreat? Yeah. Okay. All right. So there we are. Now, it wasn't long till I found out who belonged to the voice, because they were, after all, our next door neighbors, right? So we have a break or something that we're doing, and we're all coming back to our rooms, and then there's Melissa and I, and then there's my neighbor and her roommate. And so I was able to say, hey, just so you know, but the walls are kind of thin between the rooms, so we can hear everything you're saying, But I found it didn't bring me the satisfaction that I thought I would get by like letting her know, and now that I knew who it was, and it was indeed one of the 2 women that I thought, I found out some things about her. Like, for one, she was like a generation old, like 2 decades older than me. So back when she was growing up, there weren't a lot of gender-rich individuals roaming free, I mean, we were there, but they're probably more, quiet about it. And also I learned she came from a really religious, super religious family. Again, no, right? So it was just, she's coming from this different place. And then also, I thought about how pretty much everything she said about me started with, I don't understand why. Right? Like, I don't understand this. I don't understand that. Like, that's where she was coming from. At one point in the retreat, we do some kind of guided experience where we go within, right? Because this was, after all, a spiritual retreat. And so I go into that place because at that point I'd been meditating a long time. I knew how to get there and touch that place. The place of love, that place of the truth. And in that place, I'm thinking, it doesn't feel good to be judging someone, right? It doesn't feel good. That's why everybody wants to be in love. That's why, like, so many of the songs that we hear are about love and being in love, because we want to feel love toward other people. And I'm thinking about my neighbor, and I'm thinking, if she could, like if she had a choice, if she had like a buffet in front of her and she had a choice about how she'd want to feel, she wants to love me. Like really, that's going to feel better, right? And so it became like this mantra for me. And so in terms of the truth and the lie was she wants to judge me, right? She wants to judge me. The truth, right on the flip side, was she wants to love me. And so I couldn't get that out of my head, like she wants to love me, right? And from that place, it became really easy to forgive her. I never had to go up and have a process with her, anything. All this happened within me, and I was able to forgive her from a place of true forgiveness, not like, I forgive you because I'm better than you, but like, I forgive you, I get it, right? And then that also led me to my next revelation, which was, I want to love her. Because here's the thing, I was being judgy about her being judgy, which made me like double judgy, which sounds like a particularly bitter flavor of ice cream or something, right? Like, I'll have 2 scoops of double judgy, yeah. So I want to love her, right? Like that felt better for me too, to get to that place. And also, I want to love me. Because 15 years ago, I still had a lot more stuff about my gender expression, right? And so sure enough, then I attract this experience to me, right? But because I attracted this experience to me, and because I worked it, and I let Spirit in, and I let Spirit transform it within me, precisely because of that experience, I'm in a whole different place now with all of this, right? The hard thing that led me to a better place, all of that. And it's no accident that I got there because of spiritual practice, right? It's as we do spiritual practice, as we meditate, as we pray, as we come to places like this, as we take walks in nature, whatever it is, we all connect with that divine higher power in different ways. But it can allow us to have the lies surface, right? Because we're in this place of like knowing the truth. The lies can surface and we can check out that truth on the flip side. There's a story I love about a guy who goes to the doctor. He goes to the doctor and he goes, "Doctor, I hurt all over, everywhere." And the doctor goes, "Well, can you be a little more specific?" And the guy goes, "Okay, my temple, right, oh, my head, oh, and then my elbow right there, ooh, ooh, and my knee right there, ah." The doctor says, "I think I see what's going on." They examine him a little bit, and then they go, "You have a broken finger." So when you look at life through a fractured lens, everything hurts, right? But when you, through spiritual practice, allow the love, allow the truth to surface, then you learn the truth about yourself and you learn the truth about others. They want to love you. You want to love them. You want to love you. Love is always on the flip side. Love lives on the flip side. Because ultimately, love is the only truth. And the only truth is love. Take a breath. And Melissa's going to do one more thing with you.
Please repeat after me. Every breath I take
Every breath I take
is evidence that Spirit wants me.
is evidence that Spirit wants me.
I am enough.
I am enough.
If I forget this truth,
If I forget this truth,
I look for the lie.
I look for the lie.
I check the flip side
I check the flip side.
and find the truth.
I find the truth.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I love others
I love others,
and others love me,
and others love me,
even if they don't know it yet.
even if they don't know it yet.
They want to love me,
They want to love me,
and I want to love them.
and I want to love them.
I stand
I stand
unapologetically confident,
unapologetically confident,
knowing the truth of my divine nature,
knowing the truth of my divine nature.
because I rock.
Because I rock,
You rock.
you rock.
We all rock
We all rock
because Spirit rocks.
because Spirit rocks.
And so it is.
And so it is. Amen. Okay, we have another song for you, and this one also involves movement and words, but it's a little more mellow, so we're giving you a break here. So it goes like this. Love is the only truth, and the only truth. Oh, no. Oh, we're going to pray first. Oh, I totally forgot. We're praying. Yes, let us pray. I mean, I was ready to
we had
move.
moves to our
I was
prayer.
ready to move. See, Elizabeth, before we started, Elizabeth said, don't mess up. And we're like, oh, we will. Live, performance and stuff, you're going to mess up. So there we go. I did it.
Yay!
There might be more. But for now, that was it. So, okay, so we're going to pray now. This is a brand new song that I wrote, actually.
Z wrote this with their brother,
With my brother, yeah.
Georgie. I am safe. I am loved. I am safe. And I am loved. I am safe. I am loved. I am safe. And I am loved.
There is only one source, one life, one power, in and through all creation. Call it whatever you like today, right here, right now. I call it love. Love lives in me. Love lives in each and every one of us here. Love is who and what we are. And so I speak this word right here, right now, knowing that in this moment, we allow love to expand us. We allow love to grow us. We allow love to take us to places we have never been before. Except that we are able more and more every day to see those lies, to capture them, to see them for what they are. Lies. Liar, liar. Pants on fire. Not true. And that we welcome Spirit, we welcome love, we welcome that higher energy, that power that we are a part of to transform those lies into love, to discover that love on the flip side. And I see and I know that as we do this, not only do our own lives improve, but the lives of everyone we know. As we share that love with others, we uplift others. We know the truth about others. They want to love us. We want to love them. We want to love ourselves. Love, love, love. And as we spread this love in our lives and share with others, it uplifts the entire planet. For this truth, this love, lives in all of us. It is all that is. And I'm grateful that Spirit takes this prayer, that Spirit leads each one of us into our perfect expression of love in this world. That it is done. That I say yes. Spirit says yes. Everybody says yes. What does Spirit say? Yes. Yes. And if you are in agreement with this prayer, please repeat after me. And so it is.
So it is.
Yay. I'm glad we got to do that. Okay, now let's do a song. So I already showed you the moves, but I'll show you again. So it's love is the only truth, and the only truth is love. That's it. And we'll do it together. And the part of the song that it comes in, I'll say, hush, little baby, 'cause there's just this love. So you got to be conscious and awake for that, which of all days is like the worst, you know. But probably
Time
the
change.
hardest to do that, but yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't look at the key signature.
Key change. Here's something that isn't true. There aren't 24 hours in a day. I mean, there are, but only because we say so. Because thousands of years ago in ancient Egypt, someone stuck a stick in the ground and watched the shadows to try and measure the arc of a day. And don't get me started on this trip called time, the trippity-slippity thing that doesn't exist in the first place. I ain't no Einstein, but I tell you what, there's only one thing that ever stuck that doesn't need a stick in the ground for me to trust it. Hush, little baby, 'cause there's just this love.
Love,
Is the only truth,
love,
and the only truth is love. Again, love
love
is the only truth, and the only truth is love.
When I let go of all that I believe, what is left is true. Release the stories of things I see, and all I see is you. In the spaces between starlight, in the shelter of the dark, in the memories of sweet goodbyes, the beating of my heart. It's you. All that is
Here's something else that isn't true. What we call love, right? There's a guy at work, you don't even know his name, but you're sure he's the one who can satisfy that need that hurts and howls and wants what's real till you find out he's married or gay or not gay and can't give you anything but need and more needs. See, love doesn't ask. Love only answers, and the answer is always yes. I don't know much, but I tell you what, there's only one thing that ever stuck that doesn't need anything for me to trust it. Hush, little baby, 'cause there's just this love is the only truth. And the only truth is love. Love is the only truth. And the only truth is love.
when I let go of all that I believe, what is left is true. Release the stories of things I see, all I see is you. In the spaces between starlight, in the shelter of the dark, in the memories of sweet goodbyes, the breaking of my heart. It's you. All that is.
Together, love is the only truth, and the only truth is the only truth, and the only truth is love. Love is the only truth, and the only truth is love.
All that is.
Love is the only truth, and the only truth is love. Love is the only truth.
Thank you so much.
Wow, yes. Oh, receive this love. Look at that. Wow.